Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in. This is Mehdi. In today's video, we're gonna take a look at 15 best cheap fragrances that I'll be wearing the most in this fall and winter. Before starting the main list, I have here two honorable mentions. Bright Peach by MAISON ALHAMBRA and Nebras from House of Letzafa. These are sexy compliment-getting juices, but they lean a little bit too feminine, let's say, to my taste. That's why they are only honorable mention. Let's see the main list. Number 15, Black Soul Imperial by LAPIDUS. There is also a regular version of this fragrance, the Black Soul. Don't confuse these two fragrances. I prefer this one, Imperial version, over the regular version. For me, this fragrance is a tobacco-based fragrance. Although tobacco is not mentioned in the note breakdown of the fragrance, but it smells tobacco-y to my nose and spicy. It has a little bit of green barbershop feel at the background, not that much in that territory, but I can get that old school vibe from this fragrance. And a little bit coffee at the top, and gets more leathery at the dry down. I can get like 6 to 7 hours plus longevity with this one. With first hour and a half average projection and sillage. If you like fragrances, for example, like Man in Black by Bulgari, you're gonna enjoy this fragrance as well. Tobacco-y, spicy fragrances. At number 14, Silver Scent by Jacques Bogart. To be honest, it is a very synthetic and artificial, fruity smelling fragrance. Nothing natural or wow here, but for whatever reason gets compliments. It is like extremely sweet, loud, fruity type of fragrance. It doesn't smell wow or groundbreaking, especially if you have some great stuff in your collection. You won't get impressed with this fragrance as it is synthetic and artificial, as I said, and extremely sweet, but gets the job done, I have to say, and it's okay for daily usage for this price. Lasts on me like 14-16 hours plus, with no doubt crazy longevity, and projection and sillage is very loud for 3-4 hours. Number 13, 9 p.m. by Afnan. This is one of the best colognes alternatives for Jean Paul Gaultier's Ultra Male. Smells good. If you like this type of fragrances that are loud, sweet, fruity, and without weight or twist, let's say, you're gonna enjoy this fragrance as well. If I have to compare it with Ultra Male, it is pretty close, but I would say like flat version of that fragrance. It is not as complex as Ultra Male, but fair enough. Lasts on me like 7 to 8 hours plus in terms of longevity, with 2-3 hours good projection and sillage. At number 12, Bentley for Men Intense. Oh, I miss it. Beautiful. A love and hate fragrance, but I really love it. It is a resiny, boozy, ultra masculine, very serious and bossy type of fragrance with touch of spices at the background. It is mostly in that boozy side, but gets more spicy at the dry down and little bit, I can say, smoky. Opens up with a very big, somehow off-putting dose or blasts of boozy notes, but at the dry down, cinnamon gets the control, and it is more about cinnamon and resiny notes. Leather shines and gives you a little bit smoky feel at the background, not fiery type of smokiness, like resiny, leathery, somehow incensey type of smokiness, let's say, to this one. Lasts on me like 12-14 hours plus in terms of longevity, and projection and sillage is crazy for first 3-4 hours. At number 11, Oud Wonder by Fragrance World. As you can see, it is exact cologne of Tom Ford Oud Wood, and they went here even after bottle. I really enjoy to talk about fragrances, guys. Thank you so much to being here and sharing this passion with me. So this one is exact cologne of Tom Ford Oud Wood, from beginning to the end, from opening to the dry down, I have to say, exactly step by step, same, like I can say even same juice in another bottle or brand, let's say. If you haven't smelled this DNA, I can say it is like green and woody. Gives you little bit, very little soapy feel at the background. It is green, spicy, like cardamom type of spiciness, not like peppery or oriental that much. And oud is here very wearable and soft without being animalic, medicinal or smoky. I can get like 6-7 hours, let's say, maximum longevity with this one. With first hour and a half, soft type of projection and sillage, or let's say below average. At number 10, another masterpiece from House of Bentley, Bentley for Men, Absolute. Oh, it touches my soul. It is dark, I would say, smoky, very little powdery at the background, not that much into that powdery territory. If you don't like powdery fragrances, you can handle this one, I would say. Smoky, and gives me some sort of pencil shaving-ish feel in that woody type, I have to say. And it is not too strong, and has also some sort of black teaish vibe at the background. In terms of longevity, I can get a solid longevity with this one. Lasts on me like 10 hours plus, 12 hours plus, but projection and sillage is not there. I would say a great dark fragrance for indoor situations. It is a very soft and polite projecting type of dark juice. At number 9, DUNHILL Icon Absolu. For me, this fragrance is highly inspired by Oud Wood from House of Tom Ford, but I would say designery version of that fragrance, as it has added ambroxan here. I can get ton of ambroxan and also pepper. I don't get that much like ambroxan or pepper in real Oud Wood, but this one is like metallic version of that fragrance and a little bit more aggressive compared to the Oud Wood, as it has pepper, and that pepper a little bit bites. I really like this scent profile. I'm crazy about it, but the downside of this one is no matter how much you spray it, 10 times or 100 times, gonna last you 3-4 hours max. And so like longevity, projection and sillage is not there, but sometimes I don't care that much about performance when I really enjoy the juice inside. This is one of those fragrances that I wish was more somehow stronger. Number 8, gonna be Kamra from House of Letzafa, or Khamra. A very sweet fragrance. It is like ultra sweet type of fragrance. Has some sort of dried fruity vibe to it. I can get cinnamon, and that dried fruity or dates vibe is prominent here. And at the background, it is little bit boozy, I have to say. It has a decent performance also, like solid, strong 9 hours plus on my skin with 2-3 hours. Great projection and sillage is even better compared to projection that scent trail behind, and really has nothing to do with by Kilian's Angel Share. At number 7, Mercedes-Benz Club Black Edition. Such a beautiful, different, unusual, and outstanding, let's say, type of scent profile in a good way, I have to say. Gets compliments. It is a sexy and at the same time dark fragrance. Smells sweet, creamy, and has some sort of transparent, smoky feel to it. And at the base, I can get ton of vanilla. It is a very strong, creamy, delicious, and at the same time dark vanilla based fragrance. There is also a little boozy feel at the background of the fragrance. It is not mentioned in the note breakdown of the fragrance on any platform, but it gives me that feel that is like boozy, creamy, let's say, to this one. Lasts on me like 9 hours, 10 hours. It lasts, and projection and sillage is great. Let's say projection is average. It is not that loud projector, but has a very crazy type of sillage, leaves a very long scent trail behind. At number 6, Dorage, one of the most complimented cheapies in my collection, and at the same time one of the most off-putting fragrances. I don't know, it is definitely love and hate, but gets me always compliments. I never had any bad comments with this one. It is spicy. Cumin is a main player here in that spicy side, and floral, rose is main player in that side, and extremely sweet, let's say, to this one. Spicy, oriental, floral. I have few backup bottles and few different batches. The strongest one is like 12 hours plus, and the weakest is like 7-8 hours plus in terms of longevity, and 2-3 hours. Great projection and sillage. Now we are at top 5, Eternal Oud by Letzafa. Smells expensive, guys. Wow. It is like creamy. I can get big dose of vanilla. Amber gives to this fragrance a dusty or hay-ish vibe. Smells milky, creamy. Reminds me of Grand Soir by Maison Francis Kurkdjian, and little bit Nishane Ani, but Ani has like added lemony vibe to it, or lemon zesty, jammy vibe to it, which is not here. This one leans closer to Grand Soir by Francis Kurkdjian. Eternal Oud, no, it is not that much in that oudi side, or oud is here, let's say, at the background of the fragrance. It is nothing about oud here. Eternal Amber or Eternal Vanilla would be a better name. Poof, very ugly bottle. What is this, man? DETOUR by ALHAMBRA at number 4, but juice inside is very beautiful, let's say. Cologne of Parfums de Molly Layton, not as complex, but fair enough, it is okay. It is like oriental, fruity, spicy, and has some sort of green, wixy, minty vibe at the background. Doesn't perform, to be honest, as great as Layton. I can get like 6 hours, 5 hours plus longevity with this one, and projection and sillage is like first hour and a half, average, let's say. Number 3, Oud for Glory from House of Letzafa. I have like 2 backup bottles, and all are great in terms of performance. Exact cologne of Oud for Greatness from House of Initio. Very close to that fragrance in terms of presentation, even name and scent profile, juice inside. I can say like 97% close to that fragrance. Fair enough. And in the air, identical. So scent profile is, if you haven't smelled that fragrance, it is bitter, woody, little smoky, and sweet candy flossy. Bitter and sweet at the same time, and gets great compliments. Smells very expensive and dressed up. I can get like easily 10-12 hours plus longevity with this one, and projection and sillage is great for first 2-3 hours. Number 2, again by Letzafa, Assad. So very close to Dior Sauvage Elixir. I cannot say identical for whatever reason, because it has some different notes to my nose. I can say like it is like pure excess by Paco Rabanne mixed with Dior Sauvage Elixir. It is not as dark as Elixir. I cannot get that dark, dense licorice note that much here. It is available, but there is another story in the Dior Sauvage Elixir. So for me, this one is not identical, but fair enough. I would say enough close, let's say, to Dior Sauvage Elixir, and gets great compliments, and I'm really satisfied of performance of this one. It is like solid 9-10 hours plus in terms of longevity, and projection and sillage is there like 2 hours plus. At number 1, the cheapie that I'm gonna wear the most in this fall and winter is none other than Amiral Oud Intense, again by Letzafa. Such a great job. Yeah, highly inspired by the Fireplace from Maison Margiela, but on a steroids version of that fragrance, way thicker and concentrated compared to that fragrance. It is like bonfire-y, smoky, sugary, and very dense with added oud, let's say. One of those backup bottle worthy cheapies, in my opinion. Look at color of the juice, man. It is very dense and expensive smelling cheap fragrance. Lasts on me like solid 12 hours plus, and projection and sillage is very loud and screaming. Be careful of applying. I would say like 3-4 sprays, more than enough. Take care, guys.